And nobody knows more about helping kids grow into it than Flintstones, with all the vitamins kids need.
We're Flintstones kids, 10 million strong and growing. We're Flintstones kids, 10 million strong.
Flintstones, America's favorite.
And growing.
This dry, dull paneling is a good place to do some serious writing about Old English. It moisturizes, helps prevent drying and cracking.
Hi, Ronald.
I just love making new friends.
McDonald's new food changeables. Now you can change your favorite McDonald's food into amazing robots, like Frybot. One comes with each Happy Meal you buy. You can collect and change all 8 new food changeables at McDonald's.
2 plus 1 equals 3.
Television on ABC.
Take turns doing silly things, why these animals are more fun than a barrel of celebrities, and the celebrities are one of those oh-so-popular kids from Valerie's family, Danny Fun. She puts a twinkle in Frank's eye on Frank's place, Daphne Maxwell Reid. She turns heads on One Life to Live, Andrea Evans. And that very unusual person on Hollywood Squares, J Bullock. And now for the real stars of our show, the animals. They love their families as much as me and you. We've been partners ever since the world began. We're the best of friends, and we live in one society. It was meant to be called animals, just like people do. Animals are just like me and you, like me and you. This is Hamlet, a Vietnamese pot-bellied pig, not to be confused with the Korean pan-bellied cow, and I'm telling you that this animal is may look light just because I'm so incredibly heroic and strong, Jim, that I can hold him up, but in real life he's very heavy. This one would go well over 100 pounds, I'm sure.
He needs a tissue for
They get to be about 16 inches high. They are easily housebroken. They can easily break a house. No, they are. They're not difficult to train, which makes them great pets. You can pet them if you like.
Yeah.
The trouble is convincing your friends it's a dog. Debbie Bartlett is here, and we'll see just how strong she is, because Hamlet has to go now. Very bristly hair, but a great face, and this is not easy to do. And the old pig transfer. We've worked on it for a while now. Yeah, he snorted. He actually did say something, Hamlet. Yeah. Now say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. How many animals can you name that sound like you'd find them in a hardware store? Okay, there's a hammerhead shark, and here's another one. This is a sawfish, a member of the swordfish family, also the de Bergerac family. How many saw the movie Roxanne? Yes, there he is. The sawfish, of course, takes in water through his mouth on the underside of his body and pushes that water out through his gills. So we know he can breathe, but with that snout, how does he feed? What will happen when we drop in some bait? Jim, do you fish?
It's been so long since I've been fishing, but I have fished before.
Yeah?
Sure, but never for a sawfish.
Anyway, we're going to see now how this fish gets the bait. The question is, does he bite it off? Does he saw it off? Or does he slap it off with his tail? How does he get the bait? Our guests are pondering and writing. And we'll be starting with you, Danny Ponce.
Slap it.
Slap it off with the tail. Seems like a waste of a saw, doesn't it?
I think fish eat on the run, so he would have to slap it off first to get a good
his or
bite.
her or its tail. Andrea.
Well, I said slap it, but I really couldn't figure it out, and I just thought that sounded better.
Fun to watch, I guess.
Works for me.
It actually happened. Jim?
Saw it, baby. That's what I say.
All right, well, let's see it now. See if they know what they're talking about. Here we are at the underwater movie theater, now playing Sawfish Chainsaw Massacre. He uses that snout of his and saws off the bait. Doesn't even need a pull starter. One quick snap of that saw and dinner is served. He's a great carpenter. And if you ask nicely, he might even give you a deal on pruning your trees.
Thank you.
You might notice Debbie handing out these furry little hedgehogs here.
Just to me.
She'll do that for every correct answer. If she does it for an incorrect answer, you have to give it back, and we'll talk to her. But the guest with the most correct answers wins $2,500 for a favorite animal charity. Isn't that nice? I won't tell you what kind of bird you'll meet next, but it starts with a P and it ends with an penguin. Think about it, and we'll be right back.
Reggie the Hedgie. Boy, that sawfish sure looks like a shark. Did you know that there really is a saw shark? They're very rare, and they feed on shellfish. They only use their saws for defense. I know a carpenter who only used his saw on defense in our backyard. Just ahead, big brown bears browse for lunch.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Let's just doesn't have a fashion show.
Introducing Dressing Pretty. 3 sets of dress-up clothes. You can pretend you're a fashion model or imagine you're a ballerina.
Dressing pretty, I'm dressing pretty. Look at me.
Dressing pretty lets me be all the things I dream of being.
Look at me, it's my wedding day.
A beautiful bride in every way. Dressing Pretty. Dressing Pretty fashion model comes with everything here. Bride and ballerina sold separately.
To animal crackers.
Well, that little super on your screen said black tie only, and that could only be our friend the penguin. Whenever you think ice and cold and snow, you don't think palm trees, you think penguins. But where do you find penguins? All right, this question is for Danny. Now, would Santa Claus have a penguin as a pet? I mean, what I'm really saying here, Danny, is you find penguins at the North Pole.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Whoa. If Santa has reindeer, he'd have penguins if you could find them.
Excuse you.
I'm sorry, Danny, but we're here to learn. Get out your compass now. We'll get a location. No, you won't find penguins in the North Pole. Only Santa and Rudolph and Blitzen and you know the rest. Penguins are only found in the southern hemisphere, unless they play hockey, in which case you find them in Pittsburgh.
Wait a second.
South Pole only. Oh, yes, but only the South Pole. Daphne,
Oh, God.
do penguins molt their feathers?
Molt?
Do they
Their
molt or do
feathers.
they shed their skin like a snake?
I think they molt their feathers. They have feathers.
You're right. But only in the South Pole. Only.
Oh, you'd have said it had
Danny,
claws
get
on
over it.
Here's
Get
how
over
a
it.
penguin changes his tongue. They send themselves to the dry cleaners. Actually, they molt their feathers like other birds. This guy's got a receding feather line. You can use a penguin toupee. And by the way, they molt once a year. Almost annually. When a penguin opens his eye or eyes, which lid does most of the work? The upper lid or the lower lid?
Oh.
Glad you got that question.
Upper lid or lower lid? Does it sound like a trick question?
Yeah. Well, okay, it's Southern Hemisphere, so I'll say bottom lid.
Bottom lid, she said. She concluded that from Southern Hemisphere. Here's the answer that baffles opticians everywhere.
You had to bring up...
They work the lower lid. So I guess when they lose a contact lens, they look up for it.
I'm so proud of you.
Jim, can penguins ever fly?
You know what? I happen to know this because I saw a special on it recently, and no, they cannot fly, though they may try.
Thank you. That number is 1-800-WIN.
Can penguins fly? Well, we answer that by asking some more questions. Does a chicken have lips? Does a pig have wings? Can a penguin fly? No, no, and no. I guess when you look that cute walking, why do anything else? There it is. If your invitation says black tie only, that means formal. Semi-formal means wear a nice shirt. Casual means don't forget your pants. Fancy schmancy means watch this. This is Argentina, and a sight you usually only see in Hollywood at Oscar time. Hundreds of folks decked out in tuxedos waiting for their limo. Oh, I see Paul Newman. Actually, these are penguins, of course. They come here every year to socialize and mate. This guy just met somebody who made his head spin. Female will dig a nest with her powerful hind legs, where she'll lay 1 or 2 eggs a year. Sometimes the male builds a nest out of small stones. And since they return to the same nest and mate every year, they like to keep the place neat. Which is always tough when you have youngsters. Now, we're all familiar with that Chaplin-esque waddle. They always walk like their pants are too tight. But have you seen what they're walking on? Penguins have webbed feet with 3 toes. What do you expect? Now, the feet, however, play almost no part in their swimming. The credit there belongs to these short, flipper-like wings. They have a strong, curved beak, ideal for grabbing and holding fish, and there's a membrane that slides over the eye and protects it like a goggle when they're underwater. Though their food comes from the sea, penguins sometimes breed hundreds of miles inland. They eat, and then they can fast for up to 4 months. They will lose half their body weight, however. They tweak each other a lot. You know how cranky you get when you're losing weight. Now, when Mom finishes laying these eggs, she will head back to the water for about 2 months. She leaves a whole bunch of dads to raise the baby in kind of a communal way. Sounds like the plot to 3 Men and a Penguin. There she is, as promised, heading back to the water. And though she's comfortable on land, penguins are the most completely aquatic of all birds. They've been credited with swimming up to 37 miles an hour in short bursts. And some species can hold their breath underwater up to 18 minutes. Then you have to give them whatever they wanted. The emperor penguin can also dive to depths of 875 feet. But after a day of catching fish and small crustaceans, they get onto the beach and head for home. Looks like a penguin freeway, doesn't it? It's good to know that penguins don't have many natural enemies, and with any luck, we'll always have a plentiful penguin population. And, penguins may not look like they're fast, but the truth is that they're even slower than they look. Top speed is around 10 to 15 miles an hour, and when these penguins really have to run, however, do they run on all fours? Like a racehorse? Do they hop like a kangaroo? Or do they move on 2 legs like an ostrich? Daddy is playing for the American Humane Society. Andrea is playing for the Bida We Home Association. We'll be starting with Daphne.
Oh, I'm trying to remember if I've seen a penguin do anything. I think it runs straight up like an ostrich.
Like an ostrich, says Daphne. Andrea?
Well, I thought I remembered seeing a penguin on some special or something.
An interesting visual aid there, too. Jim?
You didn't let me get the last word, so I don't know how to spell it. Straight up like an ostrich.
And Danny?
Straight up.
Is straight up. All right, let's get the tape up to running speed here and see. Ah, yes, it's a beautiful day at Churchill Downs, and the race is about to begin. They're off. This is the Penguin version of the Kentucky Derby. They use the tiniest little jockeys you've ever seen. You can't see them in this shot. But these guys can really motor. When a penguin runs, he looks like a dog with a bad paint job. So the answer we were looking for is that penguins run on all fours when they get it in gear. Okay, that stumped everybody. We'll be gone for just a moment. When we come back, you'll see some animals scratch up. Okay, hurry up.
Mailbag time! Elizabeth Fraser of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada writes that her favorite animal is the black panther. I bet you didn't know that they're a part of the leopard family. That's a fact. If you look real closely, you can see their spots against their dark black fur. Thanks for writing the letter, Elizabeth.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Honeycomb hideout!
It's Monster Mac in the Crunchmobile.
Give me a big cereal with a big honey taste!
Big taste, honeycomb, big taste.
Honeycomb big, yeah.
It's not small.
No. Honeycomb's got a big honey taste. Big crunch for big bites.
Honeycomb cereal, part of this big, complete breakfast.
Honeycomb's a big bite.
Hey, mate, what do you do when you see a crocodile? You run, you slide, you hit the pump, take a dive. It's Crocodile Mile, the great water slide with splashdown pool. And the incredible boomerang bump that sends you flying. But watch out for the crocs. You run, you slide, you hit the pump, take a dive. Crocodile Mile with boomerang bump and giant splashdown pool. From Marshall.
My first time on American freeway, I spent hours changing lanes, passing trucks. Then policeman stopped me and said, "You need a car." The fun fact is, in America, there is one car for every 2 people. But in China, one car for every 1,300. Must be tough to get a cab.
1, 2, 3.
I can hear it, feel it when the clock strikes 3. I can touch it, taste it, I'm finally free. 'Cause it's my time, it's up to me. I see hula punch when it's up to me.
Hey, check out Hula Punch. Fruity Hawaiian taste from High C.
I see when it's up to me.
High C Hula Punch. It's totally Hawaiian.
Go gears, go gears, go up and down. Go gears, let you see the fun go round. Go gears, go gears.
Everyone!
Go gears, let you see the fun.
With Go Gears cars and trucks, you can see everything moving inside.
I can see how it works.
To start them up, pop in the driver, and off they go.
Go gears, see them go.
Go Gears, sold separately from Play School.
On the next weekend special, share an exciting adventure with O.G. Readmore.
Goodbye, Dr. Jekyll. Hello, Mr. Wonderful.
Don't freak me up. I'm having a great time. Everybody's having a great time.
And you'll have a great time when O.G. Readmore meets Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
On with the show.
Now we return to Animal Crackouts.
Psychologists will tell you, and Jim, you see one often, I hope.
I believe it. I did.
Psychologists will tell you that one of the best ways to test behavior in animals or people is with food. I know there are times I'd sell secrets about my mother for a peanut butter cup, and you just watch how dedicated some animals are about getting their food. Now, this bird knows there's a nut inside, and you know that birds are nuts about nuts. Nuts make birds go out of their bird. This guy knows how to handle the canisters. He's got an identical set like this in Tupperware. He gets through 1, 2, 3 canisters. Yes, hello. Now, as sure as most bears are named Teddy, bears love honey. Remember Teddy the Pooh? Loved that stuff. There's, of course, much more to a bear's life than eating. There's also scratching. If you go out in the woods today, you know what you'll find? Bears. Not the Chicago bears, brown bears, each one about the size of a front four. Now, when you're a big bear, you have a big back. And when you have a big back, you need a big back scratcher like a tree. This is how brown bears mark their territory, by scraping off the bark and leaving their scent. And we know bears have a good appetite. After all, they weigh up to half a ton. They're eating something. But we wanted to see how agile they are at getting their food. We placed 3 oranges in this plexiglass container and then ran. Bear's thinking, let's see, what is this? Oh, I'm not really into oranges. Maybe a little juice in the morning. But, well, what the heck? I'm a bear. I'll eat anything. But how's he going to get these? There's a lot of security for just a couple of dumb oranges. He's thinking, isn't there a button I can push or a door I can open? Just settle for a bite of plexiglass. Well, he can't figure out how to get them. So our guys tip the box over, and again, they move fast. After all, there's a bear nearby. This time we put bread in there. He's thinking, oh boy, what do these guys put in there now? They sure do run fast. And what happened to the oranges? Boy, this is enough to try a bear's patience. And all for some lousy bread. What do you have to do to get a sandwich around here? He pushes it across the pan. No luck until he spots the opening in the box, and voila, the whole wheat is his. Now, what if we put the bread in a cylinder, but don't tip it over for him? Now, you know the kind of mood you get in when that candy machine takes your quarter. He's got the solution, and he's got the bread. Here's something he won't be able to resist, his favorite food, honey. We pour it into a container and move to a safe distance, and then we wait. So the question is one that bears have contemplated for centuries: how to get that honey. Will he hold it above his head? Will he use his paws? Use his tongue? Smash the plastic tube. Those are your choices. Daphne's playing with the International Wildlife Coalition, and Jim for the Performing Animal Welfare Society. We start with Andrea. How does the bear get the honey?
I did it. I finally wrote it down. Okay, I said he'd use his paws.
Use his paws.
Yeah.
And Jim says?
I said hold it above his head. Let's go for it.
Danny?
Why not? You've been right before.
If I were him, I'd kill the tube.
Totally tubular bear. And Daphne
I
said?
think he would tip it over and use his paws, because he likes to eat with his hands.
Use his paws. Okay. Will he use his head and use his hands or his tongue, or will he resort to some honey-driven violence? I can hear him now.
Oh boy, nothing but problems. How am I going to get that honey?
Well, he darts his nose in, and out comes that long tongue. We've got an 8-foot bear with a 7-foot tongue. Meanwhile, his pal's trying to horn in on the action, and he's thinking, hey, sorry, buddy, first tongue, first serve. I'm going to roll this thing out of here, take it to my room. All that work for a couple lousy oranges, which I never even got, and then that stale bread. I'm ready for dessert. I love you, honey. I love you so much, I'm going to wear you as a face mask. No one went for the tongue. Tough one. Tough one. Grab a pencil and paper, because we've got something special for you. In fact, this is so special, get 2 pencils in case the first one breaks. We'll be right back.
Another letter here. Cindy Cruz of Vallejo, California writes, Dear Reggie, which is the most endangered mammal? Well, Cindy, it's the black-footed ferret from the U.S. It's believed there are very few left in the wild, and only 30 remain in captivity. Whoa, let's hope he makes a strong comeback. Hey, Cindy, thanks for writing. Yay!
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Hot Wheels! So hot!
Hot Wheels hit the road.
Awesome, yeah.
Turbocharged style.
Wow.
Cool speed.
Hot Wheels!
Super fast and tracking sold separately. Some cars not for use with some sets. Hot Wheels from Mattel.
Who's that twister? Who's that puncher? It's Oreo action from Oreo Munchers. A licker, a cruncher, a chocolate cookie dunder, a creamy little muncher with Oreo. Oreo action, Oreo action. Twister, a tunder, whatever you're attracted to. Oreo action with Oreo.
Got my boogie board and a stick of juicy fruit. The taste is gonna move ya. Take a sniff, pull it out. The taste is gonna move ya when you pop it in your mouth. Juicy fruit is gonna move ya. It juices soft, it gets right to ya. Juicy fruit, the taste is gonna move ya.
Make a wish.
I wish I get Dress and Dazzle. Happy birthday! Let's get dazzling!
Dress and Dazzle has nail polish, makeup, fabulous hair, and more. And the bow lets you know it's real Dress and Dazzle.
I wish it was my birthday.
Dress and dazzle, you're the one.
Dazzling!
New Dress and Dazzle scarf sets, makeup, and hair falls, each sold separately in toy departments. We now return for more animal crackers.
Did you ever wonder how tigers keep their stripes clean? That keeps me up at night sometimes, but here's the answer. We've seen house cats lick their paws to be clean, but how finicky is the tiger? Just watch. Into the tub regularly. Of course, some like to take a slower approach, testing the water 1 foot at a time. And since they've got 4 of them, it's twice as much work as we have. Of course, if it's a bit chilly, maybe the best way is just take the plunge. Oh, that feels better. And they like to fool around in the pool. Tigers like horseplay. I wonder if horses like tiger play. Just hope those stripes don't fade. Debbie? Well. Jim Bullock. Jim Bullock.
Who could the winner of the day be?
This terrific penguin from the, don't take it to the North Pole either, because they don't go there. We established that. Penguin is from the World Wildlife Fund collection, and thanks to Jim, $2,500 goes to Performing Animals Welfare Society, and here's something special for you folks at home.
You can win a stuffed animal like the ones awarded on our show. To enter, mail as many separate postcards as you like to Animal Crack-Ups. Include your name, address, and phone number. 5 different winners will be selected from all postcards received in a monthly random drawing by the 1st of the month. All postcards are eligible for 1 drawing period only, and all cards not selected will be destroyed. Good luck.
Very nice, Jim. Andrea, you didn't get a penguin, but you have animals at home, don't you? Famous one.
Thank you, America.
Can you get it? Are you in the close-up?
Am I? I'm sorry.
And a shy kitty. My doggies were in People magazine with me in a bubble bath, actually. But they were in there, and they started getting fan mail, and then they're on One Life to Live, and they were on Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, and they were guest VJs on VH1. They have their own
That's
careers.
something.
Maybe if Jim tries really hard, then he can have a career like this, too.
The divorce court. We'll see you in Judge Walker's room in just a second. You folks remember to be the kindest kind to animals, all right? Thank you and goodbye. Thank you, Daphne. My pleasure.
Congratulations to all our winners in the April drawing for the 5 stuffed animals from the World Wildlife Fund collection. Brandy Aoki, Janie Babb, Diana Campbell, Angel Pizzo, and Veronica Nowak. Tomorrow, meet the men from UFOs and find out what the psychic cop knows on Incredible Sunday. And now stay tuned for the ABC Weekend Special. Next. This is ABC.
Does a body. Hey,